Hey, Muhammad Ali once said, "It isn't the mountain ahead to climb that wear you out, it's the pebble in your shoe." What does that mean to you? I think to me, the way I'm going to take it today, and I'm going to suggest it to you, I'd love to hear your opinions too. But the way I'm going to take it is that it isn't where we're trying to go in life that wears us out. It's not even the busy schedule we have every day that wears us out, though that's what we usually think. What wears us out are the little challenges that we can't seem to get away from and focus overly on. So when something doesn't go right, we focus so hard on that one little pebble, that one little stumbling block, and it just wears on us. How many of us have ever had a really fun day going on? And I use that term loosely. Let's just say an okay day going on, and then somebody says something that offends you, or you see a Facebook post that just rubs you the wrong way, or one of your kids looks at you and gets mad at you because they don't get what they want and immediately makes you feel bad, or you're trying to please a customer and they don't get it and they make sure that you know that, and those instant gut tearing emotions um, will just destroy the rest of that day's journey and potentially longer. So as you have your days going by and you find yourself getting hit by that little pebble in your shoe, that little moment of unhappiness, uneasiness, remember it's just a pebble, and you need to take that shoe off, dump that pebble out, and put the shoe back on and keep on your journey. I need this advice just as much as maybe you do. I don't. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're awesome at this, but I'm going to tell you from my perspective. I will dwell a little bit too long. I like to give myself a certain amount of time to dwell on things that hit me the wrong way, but and usually, to be honest, I do pretty good at it. I'll dwell on it for a certain amount of time, and then I try to find a solution or a silver lining, and I move from there. Um, Sometimes, however, I can't let go of it, and it really bugs me and eats at me. And sometimes that's a good thing too, because there's got to be a little bit of balance. You can't just have a paintbrush and paint over every little pebble that walks into your life. Sometimes those little pebbles that cause you disruption in what you're trying to do are actually necessary too. So when you have that pebble, take the shoe off, dump the pebble out, make sure it's not something you need to hold on to, and then put the shoe back on and keep going. How about a brave man, a real fighter, is not measured by how many times he falls, but how many times he stands up. Rickson Gracie said that, and that is a wonderful phrase. Never going to keep me down. Kind of makes me think of that. I get knocked down, I get up again. Never going to keep me down. All right, well, that's not his phrase. His phrase, a brave man, a real fighter, is not measured by how many times he falls. It means you're allowed to fall down, people. You're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed not to be perfect. If you're a religious person, you're told that all the time. I don't know too many religions that tell you that you're amazing all the time. So many uh, people out there are told that they are imperfect, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, because if you listen carefully, what they're trying to tell you is that that's okay as long as you're working to better yourself. All right, and in Gracie's position, it was about being strong, being a fighter, being a leader, being a survivor. It's not about giving up when you fall down or being totally embarrassed and feeling like you're not worth anything if you fail and you lose a fight, or you're not stronger than the person in front of you, or your technique wasn't as sharp, or and whatever it is. As long as you use it and you stand back up and you are determined to take that information and become stronger. I want you to think about this. If you're listening to this video right now, that is you, because I guarantee you have had times when you have been knocked down flat and not wanted to get back up. But the simple fact that you're listening right now means that you got back up. Now, here's what I really want you to pay attention to. If you knew what you know now when you were 5 years old, 7 years old, 10 years old, 15 years old, 20 years old, would you not make different decisions? I would. Oh, God, I would. So that's why I try to share as much as I can with my students and with people who want to listen to me, to help share that information. Moms and dads, that's part of the reasons why you share so much with your kids and you hold them so accountable. It's because you want them to have that information ahead of the time before it's too late. There's a lot of honor in that, but most kids forget, or actually don't forget, they have no idea that we were once their age. And we have a hard time trying to get them to understand that we were once their age, and we're not trying to control every aspect of their life, but we are trying to give them significant advantages. So we continue to try, and that's a wonderful thing. Keep trying. Don't give up. Put a pat on your back and say, good job, because I survived. I stood up more times than I've fallen, because I'm here today to prove it. Learn, live, love. But you've heard that before. Let's see. I'm not in this world to live up to your expectations, and you are not in this world to live up to mine. Who said that? Bruce Lee. All right, Bruce Lee. I have to tell you, I think this one is very, very impactful. And it's going to be a much shorter one for me to talk about right here. And the reason is because it's very simple. Live for you. Make yourself proud. If you look in the mirror at the end of the day and you're proud of the decisions that you've made, then you have succeeded on the day. If you're not proud of those decisions, you need to be proud of the fact that you have identified it and identified the solution to fix it. And if you haven't, you need to keep working on doing so. Do not worry about what the person across from you thinks. Worry about what the person in the mirror thinks. If you make yourself proud, your mom and dad will be proud. If you make yourself proud, your friends will be proud of you. If you make yourself proud, people you don't know will respect you. Make yourself proud first. I love this. I want this to be the way I am, and I am not always on key on that. So I am going to take my own advice, and I hope you do too, to try to pay attention to that, looking in that mirror every single day. Oh, let's see. I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. Another Bruce Lee. I am going to end with this one today just because I love it. It's wonderful. Actually, I love these all. I do. But I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, because jack of all trades, master of none. Is somebody who does a lot of different martial arts and comes into my school and tells me about it. I kind of go, cool. I can't wait to see what things I can pick up from you. But I need to see what you can actually do, because that's not impressive. If you come in and you tell me you've been very focused on one specific art for a very long time, I'm like, whoa, this is somebody I need to respect and pay very close attention to. It relates to the rest of our lives too, guys, girls. We need to understand that if we do one skill and become very good at it, we become very valuable to ourselves and people around us. It doesn't mean you stop at one skill. It means you focus on one at a time. I know a lot of people like to brag about multitasking. I used to, until I finally admitted that though I was very good at multitasking, the multitasking tasks that I completed were not as good as when I finally admitted it and slowed down and backed off and delegated and stopped multitasking and focused on the job at hand. Focus on the task, know what your goal is, know what the steps are to get to your goals, and hit each one individually, and you will get to your goals better, with a much better response, much better reaction. So practice one technique 10,000 times, you're going to be good at it. Right? In our judo class, heck, they're told they can't even tell me that they know a judo throw unless they have actually practiced it 1,000 times. They just know it. They can't tell me that they understand it for another 1,000. They can't tell me that they're good at it for another 1,000. It sounds ridiculous. It's not. It's about truly understanding the mechanics and the elements and not cheating, not using other techniques, specifically using the technique the way it's being taught, because it will work if your body understands it even before your brain does. But that means it takes an awful lot of repetition. It's the same thing in life. You got to focus on it and become the best at whatever it is you want to be the best at by doing it over and over and over and over again. Anyway, just some thoughts for the day today. I hope you enjoyed them. And if you have any disagreements, I'd love to hear about them. Let me know. If you agree, let me know. Let's start another competition. In fact, no, let's not do it today. I will announce it on the next video. But as always, like, subscribe, and comment.